Come explore ancient wisdoms and groundbreaking practices. We'll travel the world, do wacky experiments, and have delightful guests. I'll lead you in deep meditations, all to give you the takeaways so you can live energized, enlivened, and empowered. I'm Dr. David, and this is Aliveness Now. In this episode, we'll explore the missing pieces that create aliveness. Aliveness is the experience of being and feeling extremely alive. Have you ever felt that? Have you ever felt the river of life run through you? If you have, you know you want more. If you haven't, we got some fun ahead. This series will explore the path to this type of aliveness. You'll gain the understanding and the abilities and the know-how to live life in aliveness now. Aliveness is passion and purpose. It's the key to living a resilient and meaningful life. You thrive, you shine, you embrace the day and the world of possibilities. It's authenticity and presence with a partner. It's strength in who you are. Luckily, it's a state that you can develop purposefully. However, you might need some guidance because many people don't even know it's possible, and even fewer know how to live it. But you do have to want it. So before we get started, I have one question. Do you want to be more dead or more alive? If you answered more alive, you're in the right place. For a deeper look at this concept of being more alive versus dead, let's go on location to the Necropolis of Pantalica. It's near the Sicilian village of Vizzini, where I hear they really know how to live when death is on the line. I've made the pilgrimage to the Necropolis of Pantalica. They've been burying their dead here for 70,000 years, making large tombs, small niches. Dead is opposite of alive. Dead things are rigid. They don't move. They don't breathe. They're not much fun. Not very interesting. But for these folks, they love to put them into these tombs of rock. There's also life all around. There's flowers, flowering trees. So life and death mixed together. We are that lineage of wisdom that comes from those who have passed on, and it's time for us to live, to be alive, to breathe, move, not be rigid. We're here to turn life that we're experiencing, this human being life, into wisdom and flow and aliveness, and feel alive while we're alive. We'll have plenty of time to be rigid and not breathing when we're dead. Might as well be alive while we're here. So living people create heat. Yeah, I'm sweating. It's quite a warm day. I'm quite climbing in these rocks. I feel alive. It's breathing. I'm breathing. It feels good. And I feel pretty nimble walking through all these rocks and crossing the streams. It feels good to be alive and have aliveness run through me. Let's look inside a tomb. Looks like they made a bed for the dead. I think I'll try it out. Is it living? Here it comes. Oh, so comfortable. Actually not. It's quite uncomfortable. It's like laying on a bed of rock. Pokey rock at that. Oh yeah. It's resonant in here. Haven't been in many tombs. Thank goodness. Wow. Pretty amazing. But it's great to come back out into the light. Wow, imagine that rebirth. Coming down to the earth once again and feeling this aliveness that's all around. This is what you can do within you to go from that sense of being more dead to coming out and being alive. Feeling of the life that's around. And we do see so many people that seem to be entombed in their bodies. They're rigid, they don't move well, they're not having much fun in life. You can even see a lot of them don't breathe much. I remember a woman in Brooklyn, as I worked with her, she started breathing nice, deeply. I'm breathing. I've never noticed myself breathe. That's what it feels like to breathe. Oh my God. That's pretty cool. She came alive. Pretty good. That's what we can do together. We can help the world come alive so people aren't entombed in their bodies. They aren't stuck in a little hole, in a crevice in their life. There's so much more possible. To come into this living world and be amazed how alive one can feel. Whoa, that was great. A little wet, but it feels really, really cooling. Very good. Alive. That's alive. Yeah. Wow. After being in that tomb, it felt so alive to take off those dusty, sweaty clothes and jump into that pool. Wow. That was alive. That's delicious. In aliveness, you are energized, enlivened, and empowered. And then together, they can lead even to enlightenment. They aren't just flowery words. In this series, we'll define each of those and help you learn how to create each in your life, to develop the depth of aliveness that's possible for you. First, you need to be energized. In order to be enlivened within yourself, you need energy. Before you can be empowered and flow with your relationships to others and between your parts, you need energy. Where does energy come from? Well, relationships create energy. Each relationship is inside a container. It's the container that takes energy to maintain. Now, the container is called a commitment. Don't let that scare you, because commitments contain every relationship we have. Whether it's the relationship to me on this couch, I committed to sitting on the couch. My relationship with the couch is supportive. Pretty cool. So energy, when you're energized, the relationship creates more energy than the commitment takes to maintain. Have you ever had relationships that were draining? It's because the commitment was not being fulfilled by the relationship. Have you experienced relationships that are burgeoning with energy? Well, that relationship was more than fulfilling the commitment. To go into this deeper, we have a guest. His name is Dr. Chakra-Chakra, and he has been studying relationships and aliveness for over a century. Welcome, Dr. Chakra-Chakra. Hello? Are you there? Is he in there? Is he over there? Just a minute. Dr. David, are you there? Is he there yet? Oh, where is he? Is he there yet? This feels weird. Oh, there. Oh, are you there, Dr. David? Well, hello. Oh, hey, Dr. Chakra-Chakra. Oh, I hate these Zoom things. Well, our viewers would like to hear more about how to be energized. You were right.
Energy only comes from one place, relationships. It's created when you relate to anything. It's pretty cool, pretty easy. People wonder why they don't have any energy. They don't understand energy has to be created. Scientists say energy can't be created or destroyed. They haven't ever been on a first date. Ever been on one of those first dates where the energy really comes up? Or it gets destroyed. Yeah. Well, I formulated an equation on how to be energized, to understand where energy is created. E equals m minus c squared. I thought it was E equals mc squared. No. My equation describes how to create energy. I'll explain. I just need a writing pad. This feels weird. Oh well. Here's the equation you mentioned. It's by Albert Einstein. It measures the energy that's in a lump of something. The m equals the mass of that lump. And the c squared is the speed of light times itself. What this shows is that two things with the same mass have the same energy. Well, look at this. These two lumps have the same mass, but they definitely don't have the same energy. Well, here's my equation. E equals the energizement, how much energy is created in a relationship. The M is how much energy the relationship creates, how much fulfillment, how much yum is in the relationship. The more yums, the greater the energy that comes from the relationship. The yums come from a lot of things: contentment, achievement, enjoyment, attunement, development. In addition to all the mints, there's all the makings. Make love, making the most of moments, making memories, making midnight music in the moonlight. And there's other ones like communication. There's a lot of M's in communication. Intimacy, all add to the yum factor. Minus the C, which is the amount of energy the commitment takes to maintain of the two times each other. So when the relationship creates more yum than the commitment takes to maintain, you got extra energy. That's where you get energized. So simple. It doesn't have to be any more than that. You don't have to slay a dragon. You don't have to walk a mile. You just fulfill the commitment. Make it yummy. What if in our equation, the M equals 9 and the commitment squared takes 5 units of energy? When you subtract it out, you get 4 units of energy from just relating. That's pretty cool. What if that relationship only got 2 yums? 2 yums are better than none. But what if the commitment takes 8 units to maintain? Then you got a -6. It's a drain. It takes your energy. Well, when you get 4 units, it makes you pretty happy. And it feels good. Both people are going, yeah, this is cool. We like this relationship. But when it's -6, neither person is very happy in the relationship. So here's an example. Here's a commitment already filled with a lot of yummy stuff. Gummies, a lot of M's and gummies. And then you add more M and M's and more M&M's and more M&M's, and then you have a commitment that's overfilled and bursting with yummy stuff and sweetness, and it creates a mess. And that's the best part in a lot of things. To understand this more deeply, let's just use some simple commitments and relationships so you get the concept more deeply. So Dr. David, you explain while I demonstrate.
Sure.
Okay, so Dr. Chakra-Chakra is getting ready because he is going to demonstrate some simple relationships and the effect of them. First, he has a very simple commitment to pick up the glass of water and drink from it. Fulfilling. He got some water. Next, the glass is filled with some delicious juice. Same commitment. Pick up the cup and drink. But more yum. Oh, delicious juice. Well, add even more yum factor here. There's a mug of hot chocolate. Oh, yum, yum. Oh, yep, right? Delicious. I made it myself. Oh, fully fulfilling and much energy gained from this simple relationship and commitment. If he has expectations that the glass will come to his lips on its own, those expectations will not be met and he won't be fulfilled. What if there's a lot of relationships that he's committed to and he doesn't know where to begin, which one to drink from? How does he fulfill any of them? He can't fulfill all of those. What do? You may be able to fulfill each one individually, but when there's too many, you'll just pick the most yummy one and drink from that. Hopefully. Some people pick the least yummy one and drink from that. Seems silly. What if the cup has an obvious drain? And you can't understand why that relationship is so uncomfortable. Or it may be there's a way to relate that's different than usual. Maybe you have to relate to that cup in a different way. Sometimes the commitment you've made is so complex and so difficult, like flipping the cup around before you drink, that you never can fulfill that commitment. The relationship is never comfortable. It does not add to your aliveness or to your joy. And perhaps there are times you've made the commitment, but then you realize the cup is filled with dirty water. At that time, when you notice the dirty water, it's time to break that commitment. Make a different one. Don't continue trying to relate to a cup of dirty water. Thank you for such a great demonstration, Dr. Chakra-Chakra. Just make it easy. Make a great commitment and have a great relationship. Help them fulfill a commitment that is very small, but has deep yummy. So when they fulfill it, they'll feel energized. But next time, sing the song. Just sing the song, now come. No more of this Zoom. I don't know. It didn't Zoom for me today. Everybody, get out there, get energized. Aliveness rules. Put on your goggles when you need to. Well, we're going to take a break. After the break, we'll do a meditation where you can experience the energizement of a relationship that has a very low commitment, but lots of potential yum. Take the time to check out my Love Springs app that's on Google and Apple, which is a companion journey to this series. It takes you deeper. You explore the chakras in detail. Anyway, see you after the break. Welcome back to Aliveness Now. I'm Dr. David, and just a reminder, you can send me a message or Dr. Chakra-Chakra through the Transformation Talk TV app or through my Love Springs app, which is, as we've said before, is a companion app to this program. There you can directly message and interact with other people who are also watching. In the app and also on the program in the future, we will have a question and answer session. Before the break, we discussed relationships and how as you fulfill them, you're filled with energy and the quality of that relationship. Relationships create the yum factor in life. But they're not about being fired up. Relationships are appropriate for what they are. So we're going to bring it down into the easy, peaceful moment where there's a relationship that is energizing but easy to fulfill. So the commitment is so easy to fulfill that as you just attend to it, energy starts flowing through you. And that's the relationship to the now moment. Now, you may have heard of the now moment through Ram Dass, Be Here Now, or maybe you've read the amazing book by Eckhart Tolle about the power of the now. If you haven't read it, get it. It's it's changed a generation. My mentor, when it comes to the now moment, was a man named Leonard Jacobson. A couple of his books, still got bookmarks in them. He came over to my house one time as a guest to a barbecue we were having. We were living in a house that, my wife and I at the time, we could feel the energy in the house. You know how that is? We can feel, something must have, the people here must not have had such a good relationship, the last. And so we were talking about that at this barbecue, and this guy, a guest of one of my friends, spoke up. He says, well, he said it with an Australian accent. I won't do that. But he said, it's just a house. It's just a house. Let me show you. So he led us through the house. 9 adults and my little daughter, who was 2 or 3. She was following along, enjoying herself in her world. And he led us, the adults, through the house, getting present with the house by noticing that and being with it and letting it know that we're noticing it. And just his ability to help everyone in this group come into this deep space of presence together was phenomenal. As we all dropped into that space after a few minutes, my daughter lit up. She started running around to each person going, hi, hello, oh my gosh, hello, hi, oh my, hi. She was so excited because we had joined her world. It was such a marked experience that it changed my life. Knowing that being present in the moment is perhaps what we're here for. It's, to me, the base of all good relationships. So the way I'm shifting it from, or expanding it, or building on these other writings about the now moment, is that it's a relationship to the now moment that we need. There are times we won't relate to it. We're going to think about the future. We'll worry about the past. But can I come back to it and be right here when I see her, play with them? Can I find this now moment easily and quickly? That's a good relationship. There's no relationship you're relating all the time to. But with the now moment, the great thing about the relationship to the now moment is it doesn't interfere with other relationships. It actually enhances them. Well, I'll go turn down the lights outside so that we can really focus on the meditation of how to create a live relationship in the now moment. I'll be right back. The guided meditation that we're going to do today, I call Savor, Expand, and Enlighten. It's a presencing exercise, helps you into the now moment. The now moment is that simple relationship that has amazing depth. Such a small commitment, just being alive right here, right now, that you can over-fulfill in a way that burdens you with energy and presence. This exercise also helps you experience yourself too, helps you relate to yourself, a presencing exercise with you. Start with putting your hands either on your heart or on your legs. Take a few deep breaths. Move around, get yourself right, ready. Feel your hands now. The first part is savor. Feel your hands on your legs or your heart. Can you savor that feeling? Which is a little bit like saying hi. Hi, legs. Hi, heart. Wow, hi. Noticing your legs. Noticing your heart. Choosing and acknowledging that they're there. Savor. Can you savor that? Deeper. High. Can you sense and have your legs or your heart savor your hands? Like they're saying, hey, hands, hi, I'm here. I'm so glad that you're with me right now. What would it feel like to have your legs or your heart savor your hands? Just yum. Yum. So notice the savoring both directions now. Your hands savoring your legs savoring your hands. Yeah. Then expand that feeling. Can you let that feeling get bigger? Can you let your understanding or sense of your hands get bigger? Can you, in your mind, see your hands actually get larger? What would it be like if they got the size of dinner plates? Or even bigger, the size of the tabletop, the size of the couch. Whoa. Can you feel them get the size of the room or your house? And feel your legs or your heart expand. Can you feel they get bigger under your hands? The size of your table, the size of your room, the size of that house or the apartment. Can they both keep expanding? What's it feel like to feel both getting larger? The hands and the heart or the legs under them expanding. Can they get the size of your block, of your city? Or even bigger? Savor that. Let yourself move too if you need to. I find the parts of me that weren't quite present may need to move and join in. Feeling after my movement a deeper breath, a more deeper connection, as more of me joins into the presence of this moment. It's like calling in all the kids so they all can be there for the meal. There always are a few stragglers. Call them in. Now, with this expandedness, the savoring, add in letting light shine from your hands into your heart or into your legs. What would that feel like? Image it. Sense it. It's happening. Our body is always giving off light. Visible, infrared. But multiply it. Sense it. Go deeply into that light that's shining from your hands into your legs, into your heart. And your expanded hands, how bright can that get? Ooh, yeah, make noise if you need to. Let your body respond. Now, can you sense and feel how your legs and your heart are also shining light into your hands? Wow, feel your hands receive that light from yourself, from this part of you that's so profound, this heart, these legs. Yeah. How much light can shine back and forth? Feel both the shining and the receiving. The shining and the shined upon. Allow in that light. into your hands or into your legs, heart. Encourage the shining. Can you feel both? The shined and the shined upon. Savoring that feeling now. Expanding it even more. Perhaps that light has also music in it. Can you hear the music, the vibration of your legs, of your heart? Can you sense the music emanating from your hands? Ooh, the beauty of it, or the loudness of it, or the rhythm of it. The vibration of your physicality flowing through your hands. The vibration of your humanness, that song of life radiant from your legs or your heart into your hands. Expand that. Can you feel both the light and the song at the same time? Whoa, that's not so easy, but if I can do it, it's really cool. Let's practice it. Breathe, flow, feel it. Savor this. Know this feeling. I want you to practice this exercise every day until our next meeting. I'll put this exercise, this meditation, on the Love Springs app in the companion course to this series. So when you practice this, it's going to give you the skills to find the moment whenever you choose. When you're relating to yourself, if you're not present, it's not going to be a great relationship. You'll be looking at things from the past or the future. The cool thing about the relationship to the present moment, to the now, it doesn't interfere with your relationships to yourself or to others. It enhances those relationships. When you can be present with your lover, there's a depth that you never knew. Practice presence with your child, even with the work you do. Be present in it. And there's a joy and an energizement that will fulfill you. And watch when you drop out of the presence. It's okay. It happens. I remember when my first baby was born, when she was maybe a few days old, she was laying on my chest. When I was on the bed, she was laying on my chest, and it felt such bliss. Just this little energy, this life, relaxed and sleeping on my chest. Oh, the beauty of that still will bring tears. But how long did that last? Before I had thought, oh, I have to call Scott. I didn't need to call Scott. So I realized that part of me had gone as far as it could into that bliss. So I came back to presence, come back to where I was right then, and let that bliss expand again. And it was great, and it was wonderful. And it was okay that that happened. It helped me notice a part of myself and honor that part of myself that had trouble receiving and taking in such delight and joy and expansion. And the depth, that enfolded physicality of being right there with my child, my baby. So it's okay. We may reach the limits of how much joy we can let in. We can learn from that too. Learning and practicing coming into presence is a skill that changes your life. After the break, someone from the neighborhood will stop by to explain why who you are is so special. See you then. Well, it's a beautiful day in the neighborhood, and we are going to talk about enlivenment. It's how you can feel good about you being you. Enlivenment makes each day a special day. Here's a little helper. We'll call him Mini Dr. David. Mini Dr. David, will you help us learn about enlivenment? Okay, great. Up here, above Mini Dr. David, is the pure ethereal, where there's no sound, only light. We will call it the divine heavens. Down here is the pure physical. It's all vibration, no light. We'll call it the song of life, or the divine earth. Each of you is a bridge or a relationship between the divine heavens and the divine earth. You're made of eternal light and ancient song. You bridge the infinite oneness and this finite life. You are human and being. Each of us relates these differently because we have different gifts, different ways of saying to the world who we are. Relationships are only special if both in the relationship are treated as equals. You won't be a very good neighbor if you don't treat others as equals. The divine heavens and the divine earth are both divine, so they are equals. Therefore, your ethereal and your physical natures are also equals. Our world has distorted this for over 1,000 years. The light became better than the earth. Up is better than down. The ethereal better than the physical. People have even forgotten what the divine earth is and who they really are. You are enlivened and feel good about you when your ethereal and physical natures relate in an alive way. What you love pours forth into your life. That's enlivenment. And here's Dr. David with more on how to create aliveness and enlivenment within you. Thank you, Mr. David. To create enlivenment within you, let's look at the subsets of this overall human and being relationship that you are. I call them love springs. Let's use a diagram that I created for Love Springs, the game. I created this for you to experience connection within yourself and with your lover. Love springs are the ethereal, physical relationships within you. Love springs are how you relate to you, and through them, how you relate to others. We will focus in the series on the 7 main love springs, and we'll show you how to enliven them. Each of the love springs has an ethereal center and a physical outer ring. The state of their relationship is experienced in your body. Flowing and alive when the relationship is good, tense and dysfunctional, less alive when it is not. The ethereal center is what is currently thought of as a chakra. Let's expand this definition to include the physical side. In this series, when we talk about chakras, it will be a chakra with an outer physical ring, an expanded, extended view of chakras. There's a wonderful chakra work out there, beautiful. Continue that. But in this work that I do, I see also that physical ring. That's the missing piece, where it's now a relationship between these equals, between the ethereal and the physical. When they relate well, stuff you love springs from the chakras, whether it's understanding, whether it's love, empowerment, a sense of creating a life on earth. That's the result. Let's go for a little walk in the neighborhood and we'll find a love spring that's not flowing. Let's help it flow and help your love springs begin flowing too. Each of us is both ethereal and physical. The relationships within you are located where the ethereal and the physical relate within you, where they meet. When those parts relate in an alive way, that part of you is energized and enlivened, and empowerment flows. These I call love springs, because what flows in those areas we love. Other people call them chakras, acupuncture points, joints. But in each of those areas, when there's an alive relationship, it feels alive in that area of who you are. It fills your river. Much of our work together will be working with getting these relationships within you to flow with aliveness. We'll be focusing on the largest of those, the chakras. I'm talking about their ethereal center and their outer physical ring. Mostly, chakras are thought to be these energetic centers. That's the ethereal part. There's also a physical nature. So, this love spring, it's beautiful, it's clean, but it's not flowing. This happens within us when we get shut down, when parts of us don't feel alive. I'll show you a simple way to begin that process of re-enlivening the springs within you. Are you ready? First, just put your hands on your heart. Feel yourself breathe there. Does it feel a little bit rigid? If it does, the center has a lot to do with what do I let in? Can I let life in? Can I experience life? Sometimes I don't want to let things in. So we've closed the area. So the first step for the heart is just to remind the area. Let the good stuff in. Come on. You don't have to let everything in, but you can let the good stuff in. So as you breathe and you connect, basically, you're saying hello. Hi, I want to notice you. And you breathe, you touch. Do you feel it get warmer as you remember to let the good stuff in? You let this start stretching and flowing and opening and spreading out to the outer part of the heart. The inspiration. It's where the lungs and the
ribs and the diaphragm, the serratus muscles, clavicles, they all have a lot to do with inspiration. So when they're relating, I'm inspired by my experience of life as it is. Sometimes we need help. We need to go to another area and have it come alive, like the crown. The crown is our doorway to our ethereal nature, reaching up, guiding her in. Come on in. Remembering there's interdependence in this body. It's a good entry for this oneness to come in. So letting the oneness flow in, feeling that crown get hot, guiding your goddess down, and then come back to your heart. Letting your body connect now with that ethereal nature coming into your heart, starts feeling good. Things start flowing. The life within you is going to start pouring forth into your river and flowing out to the world. Thank you.
So far, we've seen how to become energized when a relationship creates more energy than its commitment takes to maintain. We've seen what enlivenment is. It's when the ethereal and physical meet and relate in an energizing way. So the next step, the empowerment, is when these ethereal physical relationships within you, the love springs, when the chakras, when they relate to each other, they flow. A river inside you flows. That's what springs do. Love springs flow into the next and into the next. So this river flows amongst them, through them, and because of them. That river is the empowering embodiment and liberation that creates you as a full human being, empowered on this earth. Also, you're empowered when you, as an ethereal physical relationship, relate to other ethereal physical relationships, other people, in an alive way. That's empowerment between people. Well, we have just a bit of time left in this episode. So we're going to take a peek forward with a demonstration to show you what it's like to have this river flow through from the ethereal into the physical. Most things have been written about going the other direction, where empowerment precedes getting to the heart. But those who need to lead with the embodiment, the ethereal toward the physical, really need to have that heart connect to the empowerment within you, to have that sunshine, that abundance that we know a heart can bring us. It needs to be empowered also. So in this demonstration, we'll work the way I do, which is gentle touch, gentle movement, words, any way to help the body find that relationship and create aliveness in it. So these different love springs are going to come alive and start flowing. The person I'm working with starts out with a fair amount of tension, but she's been in my care for a while. So she has developed the ability to transform that tension into aliveness within her love springs. Next episode, we'll show you a range in this, because some have a much more subtle movement in their aliveness. There's a whole range. There's the stillness of the flow, and there's the torrent of the flow. Each is appropriate for the person it's happening in. Let's watch. Good. So we're going to help the flow of life move from above down, get this river flowing into embodiment. There's a lot of tension in here. There's a kind of a rounding of the back here. You can see her head's kind of forward from her body. So you're letting in life. Let life in. When it's been so busy sometimes, hey, you can't let in anything more. But to remind, if it's rigid here, remind yourself to let the good stuff in. It's okay. Breathing, stretching. Good, nice heat started coming in to the center here. And see there's kind of a little wobble now. Before that was rigid. And we're going to bring back over it. So once that starts opening, other parts start joining into the aliveness. Let that ethereal drop in, stretching up into here. Back, right there, right there. Good. Bring the hand right to this, right there, this part here, reminding yourself who you are. You're a spark of creation. What's more amazing than that? So this doubt in here, this self-esteem that says it's not okay to think too good of myself. According to who? It's not okay to think good of being a spark of creator, of the creator. Allow the magic to unfold. Now we're going to let a little more come through the top. A little tight here yet. This is when there's been lots to handle. Has there been a lot to handle this week?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So I have empathy for that. Oh, poor Art. Yeah, there's been a lot to handle. So we're going to move in a little stretch this way too. Just bring even more through that ray. There you got it. Allowing there to be space for this ethereal to embody, to come down into the physical, to relate to that divine physical that's reaching up to it. Starting to get real hot in the middle of the third chakra now. That's the sun starting to shine inwards. The sun shining now, there's a heat. Not just the center, not just in the outer, but between them too. So there's a shine in that whole sun. Bring it further down now, who we becoming through all this. The center of that second chakra. So the light is getting absorbed and experienced all the way down, and what's left finds the deep divine physical, where it is pure sound, it's pure song. You can hear the more coherence, cohesion, whatever it is between the parts is flowing. An embodiment, and you feel some liberation. There's a flow down.
For those of you who have seen the Netflix series, The Goop Lab, what we did in this last demonstration may look familiar. Gwyneth Paltrow had on a guest, John Amaral. He showed how there could be waves and extreme nice deep breaths moving through people with just gentle touch, presence, positioning. Well, I was one of John's teachers. So his work and my work will be similar. I want to help people come alive through helping the relationships within come alive and flow. The love springs, creating a river in embodiment and in liberation. When I first had this type of work done with me, I was pretty disconnected from my body. And so I didn't feel much, but I knew my life was changing. But it developed. I started feeling things move through. But I still don't want anybody to see that things are moving through me. And even when I had extreme aliveness happening where there's such joy burgeoning inside me, I wanted to just laugh. And no, it wasn't okay for anybody to see me laugh. But I've moved through that, as you see. I've continued to develop. Where I was perfect for who I was then. I needed to understand that I was valuable enough that I had this innate rightness to be me, that I could express who I was, show myself, and it was okay. So in this series, we're going to help you develop your chakras and the relationships between them so the love springs to flow into your river. If that's what you want, you're in the right place. I'm committed to being here for the next 7 months, every other Monday, to help you do that. I've created the Love Springs app as a companion journey to help you deepen that experience and have even more fun as you do it. In that app, you'll find more information, deeper delving into each chakra, a game to help you experience this with yourself and with a lover. If you answered the question, do you want to be more dead or more alive? With the answer, more alive, come with us.
In the next episode, and throughout this series on Transformation Talk TV, we will explore this river, these chakras, these missing pieces, so that you can live energized, enlivened, and empowered. I'm Dr. David, and you've been listening to Aliveness Now. Create aliveness within yourself and in your relationships. Join me every second and fourth Monday at noon Pacific on Transformation Talk TV. Download Love Springs app. It's a companion journey to deepen your experience. Visit createaliveness.com to find out about my Catalyst Games, Aliveness events, and retreats. I am Dr. David, and you have been listening to Aliveness Now.